Welcome back to the show. If you have kids or if you don't have kids, you must have a lot of clutter in your house. Somewhere there has got to be a corner where you pile stuff up. Me, I always put plastic bags filled with stuff between furniture. I don't know why.
Do you
I always
really?
do that, yeah. And
I get to learn something new about you every
exactly.
day.
And I have had to actually bring in a decluttering coach to clear out the attic and the garage because we could no longer fit the car. So that is a sure sign that you are up for decluttering. And here to tell us about it is Valerie, who is a decluttering coach. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Hello.
you so much for coming in.
How common is people living with way too much clutter?
Almost, not everybody, but I'll say 80% of the population. You know, we buy things, we buy more, we don't let go what we have before, and look just here in Ottawa how many storage are kind of building all around because people has no more space in their home. So instead of taking some decision, they just put it aside in a storage.
Right.
Yes.
And then you have storage wars.
You do. There's shows about this. You must be busy for sure. I also find this is a great time of year to tackle this because you're bringing the last of the outdoors in. What I do is all my plants go outdoors. Now we've had a couple of freezing nights, so they're all coming back in, and then I realize, whoa, it's kind of busy around here. And plus I do have kids, and I do hold on. I mean, my husband would throw me under the bus for sure, but you hold on to things. So what are some of the tips you give to people?
Some of the tips first is to bring someone to help us declutter.
Okay.
So why? Because we shouldn't touch the things when we decluttered. So it sounds weird, but there's some study that I prove that if you touch something, there's 80% more chance that you want to keep it because of the type of memory you activate into your brain. So you need somebody
Writing that down. Don't touch it.
Yes, you need somebody to work with you, either a friend or a specialist. A specialist can come and play on the mood. So what I mean by that is decluttering is an experience. It could be an overwhelming, boring, stressful experience. It could be completely different. It could be a fun, freedom experience where you let go things, you know? So we can, when I come in to work with somebody, we will work on the smell into the place, the sound, do we have some music playing? We'll be sure that the person do not touch, or we'll play with the lights, so all the environment sign to change the experience of decluttering.
I see. So it's really reframing the emotion.
Yes.
Is what you're talking about. Because I would imagine, say for example, you're helping your parents downsize from the family home into supported seniors community or something like that. There's 40 years maybe of memory right there.
Yes.
And if they're doing it with their kids, it must be nearly impossible to achieve anything.
There are some family that are able, you know. There are some family that are just not able. So it's really depending of how they are able to communicate together. But I have a lot of tips and tricks to bring him to help them work together and help them achieve their goal, you know, because okay, there's a loss in terms of you were living, for example, 40 years in that house, so there's a grieving part, but you don't need to grieve and to lose the memories. You bring the memories with you, and there's some tips like taking pictures and things like that that we can do to be sure to preserve those beautiful memories. With my seniors, I'm thinking about a lady that I work with that we did a downsizing shower. So we bring in family and friends and we organize things. You know, people are way more ready to engage to go visit grandma or grandpa at the retirement community if they take that engagement in front of other people than just by phone. Oh yeah, I will go, you know. And we had made some games like, what is the object here that remember, when you take that object, when you see it, you really remember grandma or grandpa, and you could be surprised which object people can come. It could be a picture, it could be a furniture, it could be an utensil. So, and often those objects will be put in the garbage, But now we are creating a connection between grandma or grandpa and that grandchild about wanting to keep that object, and often they will give that object because they know that the other will be cherishing it.
Right, of course. And of course, when you talk about incorporating smell and, aroma is such a huge part of our memory process as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing, especially with pictures. I find pictures are a big thing that's a declutter. You carry, I feel now, and I feel like I've decluttered, I put pictures, this is Megan's drawer pictures, Jackson's drawer pictures, and then ours. And time to time I have the kids come in and they put together a scrapbook with their pictures. And because it could take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or it could take hours. Megan could sit there for hours looking at something and accomplish nothing. So do you give sort of time frames, like how?
It's really depending of the situation which we are with, you know. Sometimes, yes, when I will leave, I'll say, okay, during the next week, for example, try to get rid of, for example, if they have a dog that passed away 2 years ago, try to get rid of the food. Here's the number. That I let you that phone number. That lady will come home to grab it.
You have so many great ideas. We've got to take advantage of those, but we don't have any much more time. So what we need to do is get on to your website, which is Harmonious Transition.
That's my Facebook.
That's your Facebook? And your website is?
About htstaging.ca.
Thanks so much for joining us on the show, and I'm ready to declutter. Hope you are too.
Oh yeah,
And
on it.
I'm ready to.
Don't go away. We've got a lot more on Daytime.